Bam, 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 bam. Thank you, dear, for this great, awesome tune. Yes, you're all welcome, guys. Yes, Wadike Eberechuku, you're welcome to the stream. Steve Osagie, you're welcome. Wadike Eberechuku, you're both watching from the two platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Alaja Folake Alawiye, Uche, Timothy, Eluma, you're all welcome, guys. Yes, it's going to be another cracky session today. Monday, the 28th day of the 9th month of September 2021. You're welcome to the stream. I'm your host, Frank Bello. The show will start very, very shortly. Yes, it's episode 094 of the rugged bleeding edge that we are going to today. Yes, police brutality. Yes, share the show now before we go into the nitty-gritty of it. Yes, let me quickly give you a rundown of what I have in stock for you in episode 094 of the Bleeding Edge. Today, Monday, the 20th day of the 9th month of September 2021. The time in London is exactly 17:59, approaching 1800, 6 o'clock London time. Yes, I'm still going to go back to take you down memory lanes when I streamed Black on Black, Yoruba on Yoruba, Igbo on Igbo, in that hopeless, nasty piece of contraption called Nigeria. Yes. And within that Black on Black, just like I always say to you guys that blacks are the worst of their own enemy, I'm going to tell you a particular story just to tell you how stupid the black race are. Yeah, it is the story of a London cartel. And then we're going to go into the soft a bit of it, just to let you know exactly what is coming up in the technological field. Yes, this is all about the new invention that Michelin tires they've just came up with. Amazing. And then we're going to go straight into the issue of the death of our prolific and foremost Dr. Obadiah Mailafia. I'll give you details of the report. Very simple. He was killed. And then next, I'm going to go into the Nigeria's external debt. And then this will be followed by FFK saga. And then we will be rounding up the whole show with the Yoruba Nation agitation. I watched a particular live stream, and I'm going to analyze those for you, because I'm going to touch on a few number of people, and these were part of the fraud that I saw emanating from those agitators who call themselves agitators. I'm going to go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to tell you exactly some other few things that I've kept away from you guys, so that we better might as well destroy everything, and then those that does not know how the political setup or the brains that's been torn behind closed doors, destroying all the good work that the real genuine people fighting for the interest of the Yoruba nation were pushed aside. I'm gonna go into some details that you guys, you've never heard before. It's gonna come out because I told them, I said I am coming for them. If you're my Obodo, Emmanuel Evans Chanazom, if Nkem Obodo, yes, share it. It's not easy here on this platform, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Abe Igi Orombo. Yes, I can spot you too, Kayode Shotomi. You're welcome to the stream. I hope you're gonna have a good time. The proverb in Yoruba language, the proverb states, "Pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ tí a bá nà ní àbàrà, ẹni tó bá bà kó má fi ṣẹ̀fẹ̀," because I'm going to throw mud at a few people on this live stream on episode 094 of The Bleeding Edge. Yes. Thank you, dear. Yeah, you want your engagement, you want a quality live band to play at your functions, your marriage, or your birthday. Yes, DL Joe is there for you to render a fantastic piece of tunes for you. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Yes, good evening. Good evening, all. Good evening to you all. You're welcome to another great stream. Yes, good evening, Mike John. I'm saying that name for the first. You're watching from Belgium. Good evening. Have you been? You're watching the stream on YouTube. Okay, nice to have you. You are probably one of those silent ones keeping tab on the stream. For some time. Dele Bello, I can spot you. Olatubosun Salako, yes. I can spot you guys. If you don't comment, I'll not be able to acknowledge you or spot you. Your comment, if you're watching secretly, I won't be able to see you. Your comment will bring you straight into the studio. John Mack, good evening. You're welcome to the stream. I salute each and every one of you. Yes, it is. We are fast approaching autumn in London. Thank you all so much. Adeniyi Akinwale, thank you. Share the stream if you haven't done so, because there was a proverb I came up with and I said, "Pete tanonia bara entioba ba kumafi shefe," because I'm going to throw mud at some people. Earlier on, I ran some of you through the menu that I've got in stock for you. Black on Black, perhaps Mike, John, and a few of the new entrants into the show. They've not seen when I came up with Black on Black, Yoruba on Yoruba, and Igbo on Igbo. And then the fact that the black race are the worst of their own enemies. And I'm not going to retrieve that, because I know for a fact that we hate ourselves. There's nothing called love. And love was the very first thing that God, the spiritual source of all creation, pressed on my heart. And I ignited my stream with, and I said, perhaps subsequent stream will rely on my very first podcast on Facebook. Now, Black on Black, just to tell you how black people hate one another. I've got many instances, and I came across many of these stories during my field work. Those days, from rumors to discovery, from discovery to Weekend Express, and then Weekend Express onto HALLO magazine. So I've got all those experience, and I can honestly relate to you because I was constantly in the field, and I do get many of these things before the social media came into being. Yes, Charles Erazwa, you're welcome to the stream. Please share the stream if you haven't done so. Now, black on black, and the reasons why black people are the worst of the race on the surface of the planet. Yes, Charles Erazwa, let me post your comment because that is where I am going to start. Could there be a reason for the hate? Just follow me. Last episode 093, I played this. Let me see if I can probably take your mind back into that area once again. Let me see. Okay. Let me bring it in here. Okay, now let me see if I can get it done here. From here, it is very important, and I want you to watch that because you ask for it, and I want to show you. Perhaps because you were not indoor in the last stream. So what I hope to show you is this file. Okay, listen to this. Let me fit it to fit the scale. Yes, transform. Yes, fit the screen. Yes, okay. Now let's bring it in. Okay. I am going to do this. Okay, no, not that one. Just a minute. We will get there. Now let me start it. It is in Yoruba, but listen to them. That was the story of slave trade. That was the beginning. Now the story that I want to tell you today is about the story of a group of Nigerians who are cattle in London. I'm not going to mention their names because I have to keep that under wraps. See, that time there was a guy. That guy used to work in one of the top prominent clubhouse in the West End. And as a matter of fact, this clubhouse that I am talking about is on Brewer Street in the West End. I know this. And I want you to follow me with this story because I've just played you the tape of slave trade, a trade that was dated back 300, 400 years ago. Because Charles Erazwa, I want you to follow me. because you asked for it. Could there be a reason for the hate? The slave trade was the beginning of the downfall of the black race. I can authoritatively tell you, because all our forefathers did was to sell us to the white race. It was a business. That was why it was slave trade. That was why trade was added to slave. Some people benefited. So in the same way, because of that lack of love from the black race, for blacks to love their own fellow blacks rather than love, you see, a black man will rather kill his wife or kill his children when they see money. Did you get that? A black man will kill his siblings for rituals, if possible, for money. That was demonstrated in that tape that was dated back 174 years ago. This cartel, the ring of cartel that I am talking about now, happened a few couple of years ago. They were, see, this guy that works at a prestigious nightclub, one of the nightclubs in the West End. There are many clubs in Brewer Street, Wardour Street, because I know the West End quite well. There is no back street in the West End. Everything is in my head because I'm very good with geography. So that guy that works at the club night was the main man that the white people were having to deal with in that cartel business. Now, because he was there, he happens to be the source inside there because he works there. And you know exactly what goes on in those clubs. I'm not going to tell you. So now, in this cartel business, that guy that works at the West End introduced somebody else that is more like a brother to him into the business. I'm coming back, Wale. I didn't come in. I'm coming back to your comment. So when the West End guy introduced somebody that was more like, well, you know, everybody they call themselves brother, but they're not really brother or relations, but thinking, oh, okay, we can do this business together. You outside, I am inside. And in that business, according to what I was told, they've got different grades in the business, in the cartel business. But those club people where that man works required a grade A, the purest form of that cartel business, if you know what I mean. Now, for the very first time, the brother that was outside, when the brother saw money for the first time, obviously due to the amount of the substance that was supplied, I gathered that the whole business came to like about £450,000. And the man outside fainted when they were counting raw cash. They brought their own counting machine. And where you see this kind of thing, there are other nasty bits and pieces behind. Now, here is the catch. The man that works at the top West End club was the main man, and he's been doing that for some time. But inviting somebody else inside, what that person that came in inside then did was, oh, so this is the money and everything. So each and everybody, they've got their own shares. The man that was invited into the cartel business then sent the man that was in the club, sent his name to a babalawo in Nigeria. So when his name was sent to a babalawo and maybe some other people in there, then the babalawos and all the odisheguns then cast a spell on the man that walks right inside the clubhouse. So as a matter of consequence, the white people now having to deal with that one inside the club never wanted to see him anymore. But the person that was brought into the business that saw money for the first time and fainted. You see, no matter what, that was a gory story, and it never ended well. That was a classic example of black on black and the greed by the black race. The same thing that's been happening 300, 400 years ago, 174 years ago, is still happening today. And you, as a matter of fact, can relate with that to exactly your political setup. You can relate with that with what is currently happening to Nnamdi Kanu, to Sunday Igboho, and a few other responsible people. Am I making sense? Do I make myself clear to some of you? Okay, let's do this, shall we? Listen to this once again, because some of you missed episode 093. Let's do this once again. This was 174 years ago. Slave trade. See, trade by barter, umbrella. 40 individuals exchanged for one umbrella. The greed by the black race. Shinap, liquor. Somebody traded his wife and children for a bottle of alcoholic liquor. A black man.
So why exchange 100 slave for big cannon gun, 40 for small one? So get to it.
That is exactly what I meant. Thank you, Emmanuel Evans, China's own Uchelo. Wale Adering Komi, let me take your comment now, and then we'll proceed. Uncle Bello, it's not lack of love. The guy would have been enslaved if refused to deal in slavery. What about Madame Tinubu? Have you read the story of Madame Tinubu and the slave trade? Google Madame Tinubu and the slave trade era. Folake Alawiye Alaja, good afternoon to you, or good evening. You said your heart is heavy and that the Lord should have mercy on us. Thank you. Alaja Folake Alawiye. If you haven't shared this, please do so. Okay, let me go straight into the softer bit for you guys. Now, let me first of all bring it out that flat tire, if you are a driver, if you keep having flat tire could be a thing of the past. And you may as well forget about the fact that when you are on a high speed on a motorway, or you run into a big pothole, then rest assured that you won't have any blasted tire or tire exploding, because Michelin, they've perfected a tire that does not need anything but no air, nothing. And even if you pick up sharp objects, you just keep going. They reckon this will be out very shortly. You see, the white man is not sleeping. They keep advancing every blessed day, every day. They keep changing things on how they can make life better for us, this plane of existence. Okay, let's go into the next area. Many of you know quite well. Let me see if I can bring in, let me see if I've got Dr. Obadiah in one of this stream here, in one of these collections here. If I haven't got it, I will have to look for it, but I hope I've got Dr. Obadiah somewhere here. I hope so. How many of you know who Dr. Obadiah Malafia is? Do you know him? If you don't know him, just tell me that you don't know him. And I'm still looking for Dr. Obadiah. Yeah, I'm trying to look for him. Okay. Dr. Obadiah is not here. Yes, I'm coming, guys. I'm just trying to see if I've got Dr. Obadiah Malafia here. Some of you who are conversant with Erelu Tuashe of Oderemo, let me see. Okay, all of you said yes, you knew who Dr. Obadiah. Yes, thank you. Alaja Folake Alawiye, I know you've watched Dr. Obadiah Malafia, former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. He died a couple of days ago in Abuja. And this is exactly what Asorok and those vagabonds that are behind the corridors of power are doing. Yes, if you are based in Nigeria, it is particularly tough because you can easily be poisoned or be terminated. Yes, I can authoritatively confirm to you that it caught the Nigerian government, the Fulani government of Nigeria, FGN, it caught them unawares. An event that has never been done in the history of the world, for someone to come out publicly and openly to destroy in fire a country's national passport. I did. And I'm proud that it was done. Let me see if I can, to show you guys exactly what that was. Let me see if I can quickly go back into, I think it should be here. Let me see here. Let me see. I think it should be somewhere here. I'm going to replay it. That's if I can find it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I think it should be somewhere here, if I am not mistaken. Okay, come on. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, let me see. Let me see here. Let me see here. This was not well coordinated, and I'm going to tell you. And if I don't show you some of these materials, yeah, let's see. Yeah, that is it. I found it. Okay, let me bring it in for you. Okay, let me bring it in for you.
Some people will be arrested.
Yes, here it is.
Nigeria's passport, definitely. I'm not going to make this a prolonged case. So we have to really face the issue of the day, as you can see. Let me show you guys again, so that you don't say I've got another passport. I'm going to cover my data, because I don't want people to steal my personal data. You can see that. Okay? And the passport number is obviously there. I don't really care. You can see here. So let's do it this way. Okay? So that is the nasty piece of trash and document.
Nasty piece of trash. And it's a nasty
I want to
document.
tell them, I'm not interested in that shithole. The only time I will come to Nigeria is if they divide that country and we get our Ududua Republic. That is the condition to which I will go to my fatherland. Nigeria is not my fatherland. So now, guys, I want you to follow the camera as we take it round. As you can see, the passport is still there, and I'm holding it, and that is the piece. And I'm going to do that. You can see it. Goodbye, Nigeria. Fuck you, Nigeria. I am not interested in you, Nigeria. You can see that? I am practically not interested in.
Yes, that was in 2019. For me, destroying the document that some people believed was precious to them, it was spiritual to me. Just like the way they've killed Dr. Obadiah Mailafia, the chief of staff to the latex silicon Muhammadu Buhari was alive at the time, Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari flew all the way from Abuja to London to get me terminated, either through poison or lethal injection. They framed up many things to which I had already made known. You see, Dr. Obadiah had a meeting in Akure according to what I gathered. Flew from Akure to Abuja. His wife picked him up from the airport. Upon getting home, he kind of developed maybe a malaria. That was what I was informed. And they tried to use both local and orthodox medication to see, but his condition really worsened. And as someone that retired from the CBN as a senior official, I think his medical was intact. So he checked into a private hospital that the Central Bank of Nigeria normally used. The same private hospital, imagine a private hospital that officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria are using, then told them that they haven't got the facilities to treat Dr. Obadiah in the hospital, and that the only option was to transfer him to Gwagwalada, and that Dr. Obadiah needed a ventilator. But CBN, you see the way they've destroyed your your health system. If Femi Adesina can say to you that the budget they've been budgeting into Aso Rock Clinic was not good enough to treat your president, but they budget billions upon billions of naira, and Aisha Buhari, remember, cried foul to say the clinic in Abuja does not even have any painkiller, the presidential clinic. So Femi Adesina, you remember, said the clinic in Aso Rock is now downgraded. So if the clinic in Aso Rock is downgraded, now let's now look into the CBN, a big institution in the country that should pride itself with one of the best private practice medicals. So their own private hospital does not have any ventilator. All Dr. Obadiah needed was a ventilator, at least. Getting to Gwagwalada, then doctors in Gwagwalada refused to attend to him, and they pronounced him dead, whilst as a matter of fact he was still breathing, and he told them he wanted a ventilator. The doctor that attended to him was part of the cabal. Sad story. They pronounced Dr. Obadiah Mailafia dead even before he was dead. Did you hear that? The corrupt, inept government that you lot claim that I warned each and every one of you in 2019. Corrupt, inept, hopeless government. The worst that can ever happen to Nigeria. I saw this coming. Toiling with the citizens' life. Yeah, guys, just drop your comment. See? Yeah. The worst. If such a high profile man, let me see if I can get this in for you. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Esther Adeton Iwetuga JP. Good evening. Alaja Idayatu Mariana Folarin. Good evening. Bete taban no ní àbàrà ẹni tí ó bá bà kó má fi ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Oh dear Lord. Okay, it's, can it be this one? Okay, let me leave that. Let me leave that, because what I was looking for was the very tape that Dr. Obadiah made before his life was cut short by the cabals in Asorok, Truth Hurts, and he said he was ready to dedicate his life for those martyrs that have been killed brutally by the Buhari's government. Whether it is the real Buhari or not still remain a mystery. See, I want to run you through this particular one before we begin to go a little bit deeper, so that you know, you can see things yourselves. Okay, let me see if I can quickly bring this in. Yeah, come on. Okay, it is, you won't believe it, it is now refusing to load up. Okay, you're just wasting your time. See? Okay, here we are. Here we are. Yes, it is now responding. Oh, it is now responding. Okay, here we are. Do it this, and let me see. Yeah. Or should I? Let me see if I can do it this way. Okay. Okay. We're going to go into how you got into this mess, and I'm going to share that online for you. Okay, let me do this because I want to share that bit online. So let's go into this. Yes, this is it. Okay. Right. Look at this. That is your country's external debt under a supposed Muhammadu Buhari. I'm giving you an authoritative information because a lot of people, they are not particularly looking at numbers, and numbers are very powerful. They'll give you a certain budget, but analysts are unable to explain how much your government will place in education, in healthcare. All you hear is current expenditure and recurrent expenditure. External debt under Buhari's administration, whether it is the real Buhari or not, I'm still questioning that, and nobody, I repeat, nobody can take that away from me. I mean it. Now, in 2015, proud to the time before he took over the mantle of leadership, the real authentic Muhammadu Buhari, our external debt, I was shouting at that time, the way Goodluck Ebele Jonathan got us into that nasty mess. External debt, 2015, $7.35 billion. The money the country was owing. In 2016, look at that, $7.84 billion, a rise by 6.67%. In 2017, a year on, this catapulted to $14.8 billion, rise of about 88.78%, let's say approximately 89%. 2018, from $14.8 billion, again on the increase, to $21.04 billion, 42.16% increase. 2019, up again, $23.11 billion, a rise of about 9.84 billion. 2020, look at your external debt, $23.57 billion, another rise of 23.63%, 24% approximately. In 5 years, look at where they've taken you. What have they done? And the same government is contemplating to borrow more, as I'm telling you. They are contemplating into borrowing more. Nasty bit. Nasty. Helen Obafemi. You're welcome. Osadio Baron August Paul. Thank you. I'll take all your comments one after the other. Let's go into the nitty-gritty of the whole thing. Now, Femi Fani Kayode. You heard. Femi Fani Kayode. See, when I warned some people, ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà tí ò ṣẹ lówùúrọ̀ bó pẹ́ títí àṣẹ lọ́jọ́ alẹ́. You see, excuse me. Guys, just drop all your comments. We will treat them one after the other. We will. I guarantee you. We surely will treat them. Now, a lot of people are not particularly happy, but many simply do not understand the lies, the fraud, the deception by the black people. Many don't. Now, can you now begin to put together their lies, their deception over the last 60 odd years? Can you picture all those? Because sometimes, if Frank Bello should come live, they'll say, oh, is he the only one? What is he saying again? He's a madman. He doesn't know what he's talking. But now, a lot of people now see senses in many of the things that I had already showcased. Sense. Again, pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ ta lọ ní àbàrá ni ẹni tó bá bà kó má fi ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. You see, I came across something that was like, I knew part of it, but then and again, somebody was bold enough to actually say it as it is, and I was gobsmacked. And this was it. Many of you still remember that fracas between that journalist to which Femi Fani Kayode insulted publicly and openly. I think Femi Fani Kayode is now going to sue, I think it was Daily Star, for 6 billion naira as damages. So this man, who knew Femi Fani Kayode very well, then came up with some exclusive expose that, yes, Daily Trust newspaper. See, FFK wanting to sue Daily Trust. And why was that? Because the journalist simply asked FFK, who is the person bankrolling him? I bet many probably did not know. You see, àwọn ọmọ olówó àwọn náà máa ń bàjẹ́ jù. Ó dẹ̀ depend lórí bí bàbá àyàn ilé tán ti bí, ó depend lé bí wọ́n ṣe bọ́ ṣe tọ́ wọn. Àwọn èèyàn kan wà, there are some people They shouldn't have been provided with any children at all in this world, because they are bad parents. And when money is before your plate and before God, then people should be scared of you. And that's why I said the black people will kill even their sibling, their wife, or their children for the sake of money. And I'm still proving that. A classic example, if I may explain to you, is FFK. Like father, like son. FFK, according to this man, said he incurred losses because of the article that was written in the Daily Trust about whoever is bankrolling him has pulled out. Maybe, on the other hand, the person bankrolling FFK truly and really pulled out. Otherwise, what kind of loss or losses is FFK claiming he lost? I don't know. See, but FFK will never tell the world that he was a drug addict, according to that revelation. We all know, and he won't deny it, and it can never be contested. And that he underwent rehabilitation twice. First time, he was okay, he came back, and then he relapsed and then went into drugs again. He was treated in Ghana. He had a bitter divorce. Yes. So if you can see a man that is even not consistent in matrimonial home, how do you expect such a man to be consistent in his or in his public conduct? Please correct me. If you ever want to judge a man, for me, if I want to judge a man, I will look at how that man is conducting his home. Because your home starts from where your community expand. From home to your community, it goes on and on. See, he messed up everything, sold. You know, his father was a very, very successful barrister, to which his dad and another guy called Showemimo had a practice together. The dad equally had a construction company, to which the mom was the chairman and chief executive of that construction company. FFK, the moment he took over the mantle of leadership of the construction company, that construction company called Italo Limited, Crema Italo Limited, the moment FFK took over as chief executive, when the mom relinquished the post, this company went aground. I gathered. He sold all his property, all the properties his father left behind and his mother, to fund his addiction. Now, when he came back from the second rehabilitation, that was when the late Chief Bola Ige then introduced FFK to OBJ, and OBJ gave him a role as a PA. From there, he was moved onto aviation as the Minister of Aviation. 2 billion naira was unaccounted for by Femi Fani-Kayode as aviation minister. That was still hanging on his neck, and you lot will remember at some point Adams Oshiomhole said, if you switch Capet to APC, your sins are forgiven. Yep. Now, let me see if listen to this. Let me see if I can quickly get this up and running for you. I'm pretty sure it is going to synchronize. It's going to synchronize before we can get there. Yes, this is it. Let's see. Yes, it's synchronizing, and I'm going to bring it on. Hear it. Did you hear that? Fulani Beninu Ejemi. There is Fulani in my blood. FFK. Let's play that again.
Kò ṣe kọ́kọ́, kò gbé wọn, kò ṣe kọ́kọ́, kò tiẹ̀ pé wọ́n ní terrorist. Ẹ lọ sí Benue, ẹ lọ sí Taraba, ẹ lọ sí Adamawa, ẹ lọ wo nǹkan tó ń ṣe ń bẹ̀. Nítorí pé ó jẹ́ Mùsùlùmí, nítorí pé ó jẹ́ Fúlàní. Wọ́n pààyàn, kò sọ kọ́kọ́, kò ṣe kọ́kọ́, ó kàn wò ni. Tó bá ti pààyàn tán, tó bá ti gbalé wọn, wá tún wá fún wọn lórúkọ ìmíì. Àwọn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá rán ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ ẹ̀. Vice President Oshibajo tó jẹ́ tiwa.
Can you listen?
Kó lọ sọ pé pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ sọ pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ mú àwọn tó ń parọ́ ìlú ìkàwé wà ní ìtòlẹ́ lọ.
FFK. He said it. See, many people don't take all this word for word. Like I always say to people, I'm not contaminated. I'm a full-blooded Yoruba son from both. I'm coming, Peter Idahosa. I'll take your comment. Aku Ibe. Good evening. See, FFK. Many of you, let me run you through Femi Fani-Kayode's wives. See, in 1987, Femi Fani-Kayode married Saratu Atta. Did you hear? 1987. He married Saratu Atta and then divorced in 1990. 2. This was followed by Yemisi Adeniji, now Yemisi Wada. Married her in 1991, ended in 1995. 3 was followed by Regina Amono. Married in 1997, ended in 2002. This was followed by number 4, Precious Chikwendu, 2014 to 2020. And now, We now have the fifth wife, Nerita, in 2021. See, this will never happen in any civilized democracy because the tabloid and the broadsheet and the electronic media will be on that person's throat. We all saw exactly what happened to the health secretary recently. Caught, romancing, kissing his secretary. And the camera captured them. He quickly resigned. But when you've got politicians, governors, taking bribes in front of the camera, millions of dollars in bribe, and the EFCC that was supposed to prosecute are not prosecuting because they are special breed. When you get a situation whereby the president's daughter, the vice president's daughter, and all their children are getting married and they're using state funds for the wedding, you are all sick. When you've got somebody who's got 5 wives that cannot even command or control his own home, and you trust this person with the public fund, that's exactly what you get. That is exactly what you get because you've got morons, riffraffs, imbeciles, stupid individuals marauding themselves as politicians. It's not just only in the shithole location 9. It is, as a matter of fact, across Africa. Make no mistakes. It is across Africa, and right now in the same agitation, this same current agitation for both the IPOP, Biafra, and Yoruba nation. Filthy bastards. Filthy bastard. They are all everywhere. They are everywhere. I've kept my mouth silent for a while. But now I think it is about time that we start exposing everything. Guys, drop all your comments. It's not Fani Kayode is not the only one. Their godfather too is there in Bodilon. It's not the only one. You remember there was a time OBJ said he doesn't speak to drug addicts. The same problem that's been confronting the black race over 500 years ago. All your so-called agitators. When I came up and I said it's now a fraud, and I'm begging each and every one of you. I am begging, please, don't give money. Don't give your hard-earned money into any GoFundMe or anybody asking you for money. As I'm talking to you now, there is a platform, as I am talking to you, and I'm ready to break everything. There is a platform that is demanding $50. Did you get this? There is somebody in the United States and there is somebody else in the UK, and I've got it in front of me as record. They are demanding $50 because they said, according to them, they needed 3 hours of rally for one day, and the 3 hours will cost $150. So call me or text me. Only New York residents. That number was there. Whosoever you are, you know yourself in the United Kingdom, because you are one of those fraudsters. You are the one that actually hijacked somebody else's ideas and then turn it round to be your own private properties, and then, not knowing, to which I knew, that you were in that group for the purpose of espionage. See, if Ibrahim Babangida looked at me 10, 11 years ago and said to my face that, Frank, you're not a black man, you're a white man, that was a big compliment. Very big compliment. Because IBB said, I don't think and I don't reason like a black man nor a Nigerian. That I am very methodical and I am very punctual. They are at it again. They want to collect money from each and every one of you. Their target now is October 1st rally. Please, let me ask them, where is their 1 million march to the United Nations? It's all fraud. The people that are working behind closed doors, all your so-called agitators that messed up the whole thing, messed everything up. But we will build it all back up again. I don't give up because I'm 100% pure, undiluted, accurate son, and I fight with everything at my disposal, just like my father did. See, my father's been, ZAB has been fighting this battle when he was HOD Civil Engineering, Yaba College of Tech, with Gowon's administration. Fighting, writing despicably articles in the Daily Times, in the Tribune, in Sketch. New Nigeria will never accept his article because it is of the northern oligarch. ZAB fought. I am still fighting. Is that not madness? Is that not black man's madness? Look, United Arab Emirates became a world class in 30 years. Rapid, huge development, infrastructural development. They built a mega city in the middle of the desert. See, they are coming. Earlier on today, I'm going to mention this lady's name. Many of you must have heard about Maureen Badejo. I'm going to mention her name, and I feel extremely sorry for the poor lady. I listened from the beginning to the end. I think this happened to be one of her latest show. Maureen Badejo, hats off to you. I followed everything from the beginning and how all the fracas came up. If I tell you I don't know anything, I'm lying. But today, listening to that, because I was tagged by someone to listen to that, and I took my time from the beginning to the end, to which she gave a very, very accurate rendition of account of what really transpired. I believed her. I totally and utterly believed everything and every word that came out of that precious woman called Maureen Badejo. I saw this, but perhaps this is exactly what I'm saying. Many of them, they don't even know the history or the political setup and how Nigeria operates. They don't know the nooks and crannies. Many just suddenly jumped into the agitation. Last year, I repeat, I called each and every one to tell them exactly how much they've pinned down. As at summer last year, just immediately after the lockdown in March, I myself, Engineer Tajuddin Rahim from Yoruba World Congress UK Europe, and his team ignited the publicity and the mass mobilization on Heritage TV. My own idea as at that time was for us to coordinate ourselves into one. Every one of us. I had hoped that the way I used to work those days with Mike Abiola from African Voice, Femi Okutubo from The Trumpet, Prince Bayok Badebo from The African Post, sometimes with Dukwe Ashama from The Focus, to which the moment all of us decide, that decision was never broken. The angle of attack from each and every one may be different, but we are attacking the root cause of the problem. In our own different styles. Just like Babangida said, he underestimated Nigerians. I underestimated the Yoruba people, because now I got to realize that black on black exists and black lives does not matter. Forget it. Black lives doesn't matter. Etuto edanu. Suddenly, Koiki was penned down for $5,000. That was what he was worth. And I told everyone, I told each and every one of them what they were worth and what politicians were willing to pay us at that time. I was the only one that was priceless because they know me too well. Now, the issue of the fact, look, if you haven't watched Maureen Badejo's event, maybe I'll put it onto my own site so that many of you can watch it, because I'm not going to dwell in that. But she rendered an accurate account to the extent that Ayogundimu came in. Ayogundimu, I'm going to say it, you are one of the people, Citizen AY, you are one of the people that really messed up the whole agitation. You and your cohort, Koiki, every one of you. I saw this coming when I handed over Diaspora YDL, Yoruba Diaspora League. You wanted to start collecting money. And I said, no. Agitation is not about money collection. It doesn't work that way. I've never collected any money. I've never been involved with any money. Yoruba Nation Now movement under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim and Yoruba World Congress UK has never collected any dime from anyone. We have been injecting our own money into the Yoruba cause. We have been consistent. Even though Professor Banji Akintoye dissolved Yoruba World Congress in Nigeria, to which it was a bloody mess. And everything revolved around money. None. Even Professor Banji Akintoye is not interested in Yoruba Nation, to be honest with you. Yes. Prof is not interested in the Yoruba agitation. I'm saying this authoritatively. And I'm going to give you instances. You remember when I staged a show? Because now that Professor Banji Akintoye is still alive, because it won't be fair on Professor Banji Akintoye if the man slump today and then only for me to come out. But right now, Professor Banji Akintoye can correct me if I am wrong. He's still alive. He is alive. Professor Banji Akintoye is alive, not that he's dead. So whether this podcast gets through to him or not, please let Professor Banji Akintoye come out to challenge me. I promised you lot. I'm a double beruse. I watch a beresidi tuto. I want to ma to. They are ready. See, let us look at Professor Banji Akintoye's performances in the past. Professor Banji Akintoye, don't forget, was a politician. He was in the Senate. He was a senator. Now, don't forget, Professor Banji Akintoye and the deputy governor of Ondo State under Baba Adekunle Ajashin were the people. Professor Banji Akintoye and Chief Omoboriowo were the people that plunged Ondo State into that chaos that nearly got my dad equally killed because many of my dad's friends, such as Chief Agbayewa, that were killed, were MPN, but my father was never a politician. He was never interested in politics. He rejected many of the political positions and offer, even as commissioners. So Professor Banji Akintoye has been a senator. He was a senator in 1979. And he was, listen, Professor Akintoye was a member of the Senate Committee on Education and Foreign Scholarship in his time, when he was in the Senate in 1979. Listen to this very carefully. Listen to this carefully. And I want, if it is possible, for Professor Banji Akintoye to please come out and correct me that I am wrong, or whatever I've chunked out today is a misinformation. That's why, you see, I like to challenge people, but people will never come out to challenge everything I have to say, because they know that is the truth and the gospel truth. You heard. Professor Banji Akintoye was in the Senate Committee on Education and Foreign Scholarship in his time when he was a senator in 1979. Please, let us ask Professor Banji Akintoye how many Yorubas, talk less of Ondo State citizens, that was the combination of Ondo, Akure, or Ekiti, and those days Ekiti was part of Ondo State. How many, please, I'm throwing this question to Professor Banji Akintoye. How many Yoruba sons and daughters, talk less of Ondo State citizen at the time, to which Ekiti was part of Ondo State, benefited when he was in that position? How many children did he? Brilliant in 1979. How many of them? I want Professor Banji Akintoye to please come out and tell us. No single person, I'm repeating it and I'm challenging him again, no single person, cousin or niece or relation of Professor Banji Akintoye ever benefited, unlike my dad, Z.A. Bello, who contributed so immensely in education and physical development. Then no cousin, no relations. So if family members cannot even benefit, see, who else do you expect? See, this came out from one of Professor Banji Akintoye's cousin, who pointed out emphatically that Professor Banji Akintoye only accommodated them, and this is exactly what we do to ourselves as black people. One fear your mother. So Professor Banji Akintoye will only accommodated them in his house, feeding them and sending them to girlfriends' house and women friends' house. Mostly, many of those women, Igbo extraction and Calabar women. That was Professor Banji Akintoye's exotic taste for women. They all took all the goodies. That side took all the goodies at the expense expense of the Yoruba people. Not many of you are aware of this. But in man. See, the question now is, was the choice of Professor Banji Akintoye to lead us a good one? I've always questioned that anyway. Because had he led us in the right direction by combining forces with other Yoruba leaders and elders, such as Chief Ayode Banjo, Chief Boyega Adejumo, Gani Adams, Chief Akingba, Dr. Tola Adeniyi, all of these prominent Yorubas, Ishokon unity. Banji Akintoye wanted everything for himself. But it does not operate that way. Many of you probably did not see this. That's why I want because and I want to throw mud at some people. Black on black. No, see? Professor Banji Akintoye, imagine a learned emeritus professor, for that matter, in charge, a committee member in the Senate on education and foreign scholarship, and no Yoruba sons and daughters. Talk less of the Ondo State indigents who are sorry guys, who are, I'm live at the moment, guys. I'm live on Facebook at the moment, guys. So who are Ondo State indigents? Sorry, I just had to take that. Not many of you do realize exactly the difficult situation that we found ourselves as Yorubas. You see, in a situation whereby you get non-entities and riffraffs who marooned themselves as agitators, as broadcasters, without training, without experience. And you find out that a learned person will rather go with those that are unprofessional, that continue to talk carelessly to others, elders, leaders in Yoruba land. That's not the way. Nothing. When I'm challenging Professor Banji Akintoye when he was in the Senate in 1979, and he was on the Senate Committee on Education and Foreign Scholarship at the time. At least, I once told you guys my late father's contribution to education, whilst ZAB was head of department, civil engineering, Yaba College of Technology. The demarcation process to which, if you fail your WASC or your GCE ordinary level, then the system in Nigeria at the time will render you useless because you did not pass. But what about those that were slow learners? My dad then decided to establish a vocational institution called Mainland Institute of Technology, MIT. So those that failed SchoolSat but cannot get admission into the Yaba College of Technology to read civil engineering and building or quantity surveying were admitted into the MIT on a part-time basis, so they can have their own job, and in the evening, Monday to Friday, during term times, they are trained. The same training, the same lecturers, and some of the finest civil engineers and quantity surveyors, architects, training them. 3 of those that failed WAEC, SchoolSat, those days are professors in 3 of the Ivy League universities here in the UK. If they are listening, or those that actually knew ZAB as at that time, both at Yaba, and if you are a product of his at MIT, please testify. I'm giving you instances. What exactly has Professor Banji Akitoye done? I said it. Now, you see, just like we've got Femi Fani Kayode, a bad rotten egg, we've got them many in Yoruba land. But this is now the time we need to fetch things right. We don't, you see, I looked at myself. Do we really want to carry the same old wine of Nigeria into the new wine of the Yoruba nation? No, sir. Because you see them just exactly like Maureen Badejo said. Everyone, Ayogundimu, Citizen AY, running after money, stealing projects. Koiki, equally running after money. I felt really sorry for Maureen Badejo from GOTV. I don't usually mention names, but I tell you what, let us call a spade a spade. It's not fair on the poor woman. And you guys, both you, Ayogundimu, Citizen AY, and Koiki, you know exactly the damage that you have done. You know the damage you've done. The only person I felt sorry for is Sunday Igboho, because they took advantage of the poor man. Real advantage. Some people said Koiki Kawi. Koiki o Kawi kon mi emi oriwe kokon lara Koiki o. Mi riwe kokon lara gbogbo won. I have not seen anything that can convince me that they are well read and well bred. Now, let me go back into Professor Banji Akitoye. Many perhaps probably did not know that Professor Banji Akitoye abandoned his immediate family, his children, of course with his legitimate wife, and then ran away with another woman to the United States. I'm not going to castigate his children, but I gathered some of his children are not particularly happy with him. We have to stop this. But we thought, and many people thought, okay, past experience. He must have learned from his mistakes of the past. Because we all do, because we are all here on a journey. And part of the things that we do is to make mistakes, and when we make mistakes, we correct ourselves in the act of that mistakes that we have made. Not that, I am not perfect. All of us are not perfect. We do make mistakes, and we continue to make mistakes. Waniti omodeba toba kose omawaju tí àgbàlagbà bá kọsẹ̀ ó máa wo ẹ̀yìn pé kí ni nǹkan tó gbéhùn ṣubú. People learn, and because we all go through this learning curve, we got Professor Banji Akintoye wrong. Dissolved Yoruba World Congress, and we refused. We knew exactly the fight that they put up with us. And to God be the glory. We are still waxing strong, despite the fact that there was spiritual attack, there was knives and forks in our backs. We stayed steadfast. And I'm telling you what, Yoruba Nation Now movement under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim, we are waxing stronger, and come October 1st, 2021, we've started the campaign. If you're in London, we are going to assemble at Peckham High Street. We will start from Rye Lane, because we want to come to you. We want to come to the home of Nigerians, and we want to tell the powers that be. We want to tell you exactly how we want to do it, and exactly what we've been doing in collaboration with those people that are so mighty that we are working behind closed doors with, not all the riffraffs. If you are in London, just come over to Peckham High Street, right opposite Rye Lane. 11 o'clock, we're starting. Did you hear that? October 1st, 2021. Yoruba Nation Now movement under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim. We will be at Peckham High Road, and you join us there from 11 o'clock, October 1st, 2021. We will spell to you exactly what we've been doing and how we intend to go our program. You see, the whole idea, the whole agitation, because Ayogundimo, Koiki, and the rest of them that came into the agitation fraudulently and unknowingly what they are supposed to discharge out of the discharge box, hijacked everything, then turned the whole thing into a money spinning exercise. They don't know anything. Because they don't know anything, now the movement under the leadership of TJ, Engineer Rahim, has got their own ideas. They are working tirelessly underground, I'm saying. And because they've been working seriously underground, and information that will normally filter out to Koiki and Ayogundimo is not filtering through to them. So now they are confused and they don't know exactly what to do. They don't know what to do. That is the problem. But because every one of them that came into the agitation were all fraudsters and non-entities, that's why now you can hardly see anything. You can hardly hear anything from them. Fraud, black on black. I did want each and every one of you that betekbete man no ni abara ni entoba ba ki o ma fi share feni. Yes, betekbete tam ti man no ni abara entoba ba ko jo ko ma fi share fe ko share fe. because I'm ready to smack. I'm ready. Did you hear that? I am ready to smack. I want to beat them. I want to beat them. See, one of them that was equally fraudulent in this, you see, is another guy called Comrade Victor Taiwo. Take proper note of that name, Comrade Victor Taiwo. That one said if we give him 10 million naira, he will deliver Yoruba nation in 3 months. Everything about him is 3 million. 10 million. He's one of the people destroying this agitation. All of them driven by the power of fraud and money. How to extort money from Yoruba people in the diaspora. Remember what Boyega Adejumo said to you. Never you give your money to any organization or agitators. They are all fraudsters. Chief Boyega Adejumo, Publicity Secretary of Yoruba Summit Group and Afenifere man. See? There are some issues that I want to raise with you before I begin to wind down. I'm not going to go into the issue of VAT. Many of you know that, but I just want to quickly tell you something that is very, very important. I got that from someone who was very close to me, and it is an intelligence report. I'm going to run you through it. I'm just looking for that details, guys. Yes, don't forget the October 1st rally by Yoruba Nation Now movement under the leadership of Engineer Tajuddin Rahim will take place in Peckham, 1st of October from 11 o'clock. Everyone, myself and Engineer Rahim were in Peckham, and we're going to make more revelations and create more awareness across Dalston, Deptford, and many other areas, so that you guys can join us. And collectively, we've got serious messages for you. There is a standby caterer that will cater for everybody there. Delicious Soul, or Soul Delicious. They are partnering with us, so they've got jollof rice, they've got egusi, they've got a foriro, they've got pounded yam, dodo, everything, all our dishes. They will be on standby, and there are drinks and everything. Okay, now let me tell you this. I got this sometime ago, guys. On September 14th, 2021, okay, at around 2 a.m. Nigerian time, okay, you won't get this from anywhere. Did you get this? On September 14th, 2021, around and about 2 o'clock midnight, 2 a.m., an airplane, listen to this, you'll never get this from anyone. An airplane, flight 223 from Pakistan. Did you hear this? An airplane, flight 223 from Pakistan delivered a large cargo of weapons and arms to the Fulani government. The weapons and the firearms, the delivery was supervised by, guess who? Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, the de facto president, and Isa Pantami. Did you get that? Nasiru El-Rufai and Isa Pantami were on standby to receive the delivery of the weapons and arms that was delivered. Now, authoritatively, I can honestly tell you that the weapons have been distributed to all those mercenary fighters imported into the country in all the southern territory. Did you get that? Now, the second one is that I want you to know, and I want you to please rest assured that over 40% of Nigerian military is now dominated by ISWAP and Mujahideen fighters. Did you get that? Unlike where the military is balanced, now there is imbalance in the Nigerian military formation because over 40% of the Nigerian military is dominated by ISWAP and Mujahideen fighters. So what does this entail? This entails that making any or staging any military coup d'etat is a near impossible attempt, and it can never be achieved. Did you get that? You won't get all this exclusive stuff anywhere else. It is only here. It is only in this platform. Okay, let's take your comment. I'll take it from the bottom. The time in London is 01:58. The time in London is 1951, and I've been on air in the last hour and 58 minutes. Now, how are you guys doing? I hope you are having a bloody jolly time on the stream. Yes, you are welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go straight into your comment. Now, Bayo Bello, I'll take your comments from the bottom. You said, remember when the late doctor said, the one of the commanders of Boko Haram is a northern governor? Yes, Doctor, Obadiah Melaifa was referring to a northern governor, and that was Nasiru El-Rufai. I can authoritatively confirm that to you. Yeah, Falake Alawiye, yes, you are stunned. Yes, I know. Osajo Barenogus Paul, you said flight number 223. Flight number 223. Yes, because I registered that straight away. Flight number 223. Biobello, Tommy's Kitchen Abbey. No, Tommy's. No. I'm still coming to Deptford. We're coming to Deptford to raise the profile for the Peckham rally. The rally is coming up in Peckham, not in Deptford, but I surely will be in Tommy's Kitchen as well, because we are going to we are going to place all the posters and the banners around there, so that's no big deal. Again, Bayo below, you said, let me post your comment. Bayo below again, you said, I'm coming with your comment. Okay, here we are. Yeah, so how are these pro-Yoruba organizations going to have muscles to pull major moves then if people shouldn't donate to them? Be careful. Again, Bayo below, you said. Again, you said you still think they all did a great job with the awareness, even if this is true or not. You're still doubting it. Well, good luck. It is true. Let me take this comment. Are we under one umbrella? Let us think about teamwork, sir. Adeshola Shukumbi Kalejaye. If you are in there, I bet to say you will. If you are really genuine in your heart, and you want to fight the genuine cause of the Yorubas, they will frustrate you, because I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I please, I beg not to be challenged on this note. I know, and those people that I mentioned their names, they dare not challenge me either. When I was warning everyone last year that it seems the Yoruba agitation is the way they are projecting it, maybe you were not there. But Narada Franklin and some of those people that have been with me for a long time will testify to that. Oh, Narada Franklin, I never knew you were here. You said Liberty Media Communication. Here, truth is purest. Thank you very, very much, Narada. Thank you. Amina Olayinka, nice to have you. You're watching the stream from YouTube. You posted. Let's show. You can't tell about anyone's matrimonial, sir. It is the people that are in it that knows where the shoe pinches them. You have to, because you gauge. Amina Olayinka, you gauge people based on, if the white man wants to assess you, they will first assess you from your home, from your marriage, from how you keep it. Elijah Falake Alawiye, he said, Father God, help to keep Igbo safe for us. You remember, I was warning him too. Bayo Bello said, this is a personal attack. That's all personal attacks. Tell us about the agitation and corruption, specifically about that. Well, perhaps you have not, maybe you are a first timer, or you've just been invited. Bayo Bello, but I've seen you a couple of times. But anytime I speak the truth, many people they love to be in those places where noise are made. Noise making. Guys, let's bring the stream. Yes, I can see there are some other comments. Yes, they killed the poor Malaifa. Lawal Jami, good evening. Let's bring the stream to an end. Episode 094 of the Bleeding Edge. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful time that you've spent with me today, and let me assure you, I value you. I cherished each and every one of you. Yeah, Olubumi Oyewale, you said Yoruba Nation now. Yes, I hope you will join us in Peckham. Olubumi Oyewale on the 1st of October, Peckham High Street, the junction of Rye by the library. That's where we are going to be. Yes, that's where we're going to be. Yes. Thank you very much, Alaja Folake Alawi. I hope you guys, you've enjoyed your time on the stream tonight. Share it if you want to share it. Other people too, perhaps, are dying to get hold of this information. Thank you all for watching the stream. Thank you for watching the stream. It's been my pleasure. Bayo Belu. Yes, thank you all, guys. Thank you. Let's bring this to a close. Have a great week ahead. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.